Welcome to the Compiler Design Laboratory course. This is based on the Compiler Design theory paper you have studied in the previous semester. The first experiment to be done is to implement a lexical analyzer using finite state automata. The details for implementations were already taught in the previous semester. So we will have a quick recap as to what you are supposed to do for this particular experiment. So basically you have to create tokens from your input programming language, or your input program can be something like this. So I will write something like int a, int b, a is equal to a plus b, okay, inside two braces. I will say I'll write main. Okay, so this is the input to my lexical analyzer. So what should be the output? The output should be main. Okay, then this should show that it's a brace, opening brace. Okay, int should be displayed as a keyword. A should be displayed as a variable. Okay, b again should be displayed as a variable, then equal to as an equal to operator, plus as an addition operator, then this as a closing brace. Okay, so this is what I want my lexical analyzer to print. Okay, so in order to do that, what I can actually do is to use this particular transition diagram, okay, to implement my lexical analyzer. So I have this transition diagram. So what I'm going to do is I will read the entire input program, the program that I have just now written, character by character until the end of the file. So that's an infinite loop. So inside that infinite loop you should implement this transition diagram. I'm not going to write that infinite loop. So in order to implement this transition diagram, you can use a switch case statement. So inside that, so for the infinite loop I'll just put while one. Okay, it is not infinite loop, it is until the end of the file. Okay, until you reach the end of the file you have to do this. Okay, so what you're going to do is what is the start state? Start state is 0. Then you will read the first character. Read the first character using fgetC. Okay, so what you're going to do is you will use a simple switch case construct to implement this particular transition diagram. So switch state. So if the state is 0, what is happening? The state is 0, then okay, switch. If the state is 0, what should you do? You will check whether the character you received is what? Less than. If it is less than, what you will do? You will initialize your state to 1. If your ch is greater than, what you will do? You will initialize your state to 5. If ch is a letter, what you will do? You will initialize your state to 10. Okay, and so on and so forth till you initialize for all the symbols till 22, 25, I guess. Okay, so you will do that. Once you do that, okay, what do you have to do? Now you have the next state, which is state 1. What do you have to do with state 1? Okay, what you will do in state 1? Okay, what you will do in state 1? So if it is case 1, in state 1, if your state is 1, what you have to do? we will have to get the next character. Okay, and you check what? You will check whether the character is equal to symbol. Then if it is equal to symbol, then what you will do? You will print that whatever you have received is what? Less than or equal to. Less than or equal to is what you have received. Okay, so then if you are in if you get what? This symbol, you will print that you got an inequality operator. If it is something else, then you will print what you got? Less than operator. Okay, so like that for each state you have to write. Okay, so for state 1 you will write like this, state 5 you will write like this, state 8 you will write like this. Then what about state 10? What do you will do for state 10? State 10 is actually for identifying your variable names. Okay, so once you get a letter, this letter has to be stored in a buffer. Okay, so you will continue to read once you are in state 10. What you are going to do? You will continue to be in state 10 till you read what? Whenever you read a letter or a digit in state 10, you are going to be in state 10 itself. So when you are in state 10, you will read the next character. Okay, inside the loop. If CH is a alphanumeric, if it is a digit or a number, you will continue to read it. Okay, if it is not an alphanumeric, you will exit from this loop. Okay, so if it is an alphanumeric character, you will place this letter in the buffer so that you will get the entire variable name. Okay, so once you read all the alphanumeric characters at state 10, you will get an array with your variable name. This thing you will print as your variable. It's a variable name. Okay, similarly for state 22. Okay, at state 22, if you are receiving a digit, then you will be continue to be in state 22. You will place it in a buffer, and when you get something other than that digit, you will say that this buffer contains a number, okay, or a constant. Okay, that thing you have to print. Okay, then along with all these things, another thing that you have to do is to maintain a symbol table. Okay, so whenever you encounter a variable, you should add that variable to a symbol table. So symbol table can be a simple txt file, symbol.txt file. Add this variable name. So for my program it is A to the symbol table, B to the symbol table. Okay, then another thing to do is you have to identify the keywords. Okay, so keywords can be identified just like how you identify a variable. Okay, except that this particular buffer which contains the variable should be compared with a predefined list of keywords. Okay, so you will compare all these variables with a predefined list of keywords. Okay, and if the buffer matches the keywords, then instead of adding into the symbol table, you will print that whatever is there in the buffer is a keyword. Okay, so these are the main things that you have to remember when you try to implement a lexicon analyzer. So I want you to implement this transition diagram. Along with that, you have to enter the variable names into the symbol table and you have to print the keyword.